What is going on, everybody? No need for the introduction. I go by Philly Mike. That's all we need to talk about. The Sixers lose game two to the Celtics 128 to 101. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Just a few hours ago, the first quarter, the Sixers were cooking. The Sixers were cooking, and Brett Brown decides to make a little lineup change. You think that he's going to put in Alex Burke off the bench first or something like that? Nope. Raul Neto comes into the game first. Come on, my guys. That's wild. Joel Embiid drops 32 in a losing effort. Not even a close game. A horrible game. A horrible game. Dang. Listen, the Sixers are up 18-9 in the first quarter, I believe. 18-9. And yes, it's basketball. Anybody can go on a little run and all that. But to be up 18-9, and as soon as Brett Brown says, all right, let's do something different than game one. Okay, play Burks more minutes. No, he puts Raul Neto. Hey, son, come on, get in the game. You know, it looked pretty good. He started Matisse Thybulle, took Al Horford out, but first blow whistle, he puts Al Horford in with Joel Embiid. He doesn't rotate them. He gets his stepson, Raul Neto, in a game. He does not play Alex Burks into the end of the first quarter. Come on now. What is going on, Big Play Slay? What is going on, Brokey 711? Stewart, what is going on? Like I said, a shout out to the Celtics. Jason Tatum having another game. I mean, he's really ascending. It is true. Brett Brown, the coach of the year. I said it, sweep. Now, look, as you see the thumbnail, I'm a little upset. You know, Brett Brown definitely got to go. You know, I still don't think it's a sweep. I mean, the Celtics are a good team. But come on, the Sixers got to steal at least one, just for respect. But a sweep will make him be the first coach. He'll be fired in the bubble. The team will take one bus home or whatever they got to go to get back to Philly from Orlando. The team will be over here, and Brett Brown will be calling Uber to the airport to fly alone. If they get swept, he'll be flying alone. This team makes me want to rip my hair out, bro. As you see, I am not wearing no Sixers jersey today, no Sixers shirt. I got the Sixers hat on just because I need a haircut bad, and I don't want to public it on YouTube. But my goodness, Eric R says, smash that like button. Yeah, come on. All Sixers fans in the building, let me cheer up a little bit. Smash that like button. Are you kidding me, though? Like, first quarter, first couple minutes, looking good. Now, I know a basketball game is 4 quarters. I don't know if Brett Brown believes that, though. But the first chance to put anybody in off the bench, you really brought in Raul Neto? Listen, you know it's bad where he plays Raul Neto over Alex Burks, right? And then when the game gets out of hand, you put all the guys who were DNP. Mike Scott for 3 quarters, DNP. Novell Pell for 3 quarters, DNP. Why is Neto playing with the DNP guys? Because he's supposed to be a DNP. Alex Burke, end of the first quarter comes in. Now, yes, Alex Burke was a little bit off. He was 0 for 3. I think he was 1 for 7 for a little bit. Then he got it, he really didn't get it going. But I would be too. I'm used to being, early off the bench. Well, at least all these bubble games, I've been your most proved player. Like, give me run early. The players surrounding Joel Embiid absolutely suck. 32 points for Joel Embiid, I believe the last time I checked. And for what? For what? He didn't, they did. I don't know what that was for, but I hear you. I can't wait to see Philly takes with RB's reaction, man. I feel bad for the Sixers. Yeah, he texted me. Neto was a game changer, but not in a good way. Exactly. He changed the game from being up 9 to them coming back quickly. What's going on, Pole Viper? Yo, Ward. Yo, what up, Celtics fan? Beat y'all, but y'all still good team with Simmons. Yeah, look. Ben Simmons is not there. The same way you have, Gordon Hayward's your fourth option. He's still a valuable player to your team, but y'all lost your fourth option. We lost our second option. Tobias Harris, just jacking up shots. He was 2 for 8 for the longest time. I think he went, I don't even know, but 3 of 14? Yeah, 3 of 14 for Tobias. Like, come on, Tobias. Now, we know he's not the max contract guy that we paid him to be, but he's a solid role player, but he's not even playing like that. He was one of the guys who talked about after the game, like, we got to be better. We'll make our adjustments. Well, did he think that the adjustment that Brett Brown was going to do is I'll play Alex Burke later and get more raw netto? I'll let Tobias play a lot, and he's going to shoot 3 of 14 or whatever. Come on, my guy. Hit that like button and subscribe. You already know. Brown is gone, but Brand set the squad for failure. Yeah, listen, as you see in the thumbnail, I don't fully believe we're going to get swept. I still think the Sixers can salvage some dignity and get one game. But at the end of the day, being swept will automatically, no doubt in my mind, get Brett Brown fired before we leave the bubble. He won't even be on the team flight to Philly if we get swept. Who you think is winning, Mavericks versus Clippers? Listen, the Clippers won game 1, but Porzingis got crazily ejected. That was too soft. It's going to be a good series. I still think the Clippers will win, but hey, that last game was a game that the Mavs needed to steal to, even the playing field and get, everything in their favor. Like we needed to steal game 1. Elton Brand should fire this dude right now, Philly Mike. This team ain't built like that. I don't see a win. Hey, a sweep is a possibility. The way Brett Brown saw game 1 and decided to make these type of adjustments. So your adjustment was get your best shooter, which was Alex Burke in the bubble. He's been our best shooter. Better than Tobias, better than Jay Rich, better than Shake, better than Furkan, who can't hit nothing. You put Raw Neto in the game in the first quarter, early second, stop it. Second coach fired in the bubble. If we fire Brett, watch the Pelicans pick him up and they only win 9 games. Should I subscribe? Hey, it's up to you, my guy. The Sixers are horrible. You already know. Trade Embiid. No. He's the only thing keeping his team afloat. 32 points in a losing effort with just guys just jacking. We shot 23% from three-pointer. Like, are we the Lakers? Caruso, KCP, Danny Green last night was shooting up bricks. Now we shooting up some bricks. We about to be swept. Hey, that is a very possibility. I'm still hanging on 1 win, but again, we don't want to salvage anything for Brett Brown at this point. Appreciate you, my guy. Tobias Harris and Al Horford are not good. They trash. I hear you, my guy. They definitely are. Off-season to-do list. Fire Brett Brown, trade Al Horford, 3, work on Ben Simmons' jump shot. I'll give it to you. But again, at the end of the day, it's going to be hard to get someone to take Al Horford's contract. Poor Joel looks so dejected. He can't do it all himself. No, in this type of league, you can't do it as a big man by yourself. You need guys to shoot when open. They'll trap you with a couple guys swiping low, a couple guys swiping high. He's not able to maneuver on the floor like any guards can. It's harder, Shaq had Kobe. Give us some. Listen, if Jason Tatum, if a guy who can move around with the ball like Jason Tatum was playing with Joel Embiid, you would see something like a Shaq and Kobe duo. Facts. Nah, he can't be serious. Keep Ben, trust me. Keep them both until we see him under a new coach. Tobias is a whole 6'10" woman. Facts. I'm trying to figure out how is Brett Brown waited till 16 minutes to sub in Burks. Correct, man. Alex Burks, who's the hottest player on the Sixers besides Embiid, should have got run early. I don't know what's going on. It's straight disaster. Did you hear his post game? I know DJ Eastwood did a video about it, but the dude physically said, well, I think we were actually posting Joel Embiid up too much. We had a lot of turnovers in the post and something about a sword and a dance and a knife and a what? What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Talking about we got to stay away, get away from the post? No. Cantor, Tice, down low. Now, yes, MB got to act quickly or pass it out the double team, but guess what? If you pass it out the double team and you're shooting 23% from three-point line, well, guess what? They're going to keep doubling you. They're going to triple team you. They might even put all 5 guys on you because if you pass it out to Tobias for 3, brick. Korkmaz, brick. Shake was okay. Come on. What's good, everybody? You already know what's going on, my guy. Vic 3, a channel member in the building. 76ers are a sorry team. Even if Simmons is there, they still lose. This team is poorly constructed and is evident on the floor. Celtics clown Sixers. Yes, we are poorly constructed. Too many big guys, no shooters, no ball handlers besides Ben Simmons. But I will say this. It said it on the announcer. The announcer said it throughout the whole NBA season. I'm talking about post-pandemic. Nobody in the NBA guarded Jason Tatum as good as Ben Simmons. And so if we could have slowed down Jason Tatum, we might have been a little bit better. But yes, it's not good. Van Gundy spent 2 to 3 minutes explaining the importance of Ben, but people will still want him traded. Yes, he was legit. He legitly, out of all the teams that Boston played, Jason Tatum's numbers are the lowest when Ben Simmons is beating them. And that's not just on our team. That's through the whole NBA. That would have been crucial in this series. 76ers trash, bro. Yeah, listen, I'm not coming on here to defend us. I'm definitely not coming on here to defend us. If you didn't check out the thumbnail, I'm defending Joel Embiid and my guy Ben Simmons. That's who I'm defending because until we get a new coach, I don't want to see them go anywhere. I don't care if Ben Simmons don't shoot yet. I don't care if Joel Embiid is sometimes soft because he has no true leadership on his team and he can drop 32 and Brett Brown can put in Raul Neto. Brett Brown cannot play Alex Burke, maybe got him off his rotation. Brett Brown could do whatever he wants and destroy what Joel Embiid is trying to do the first quarter or two. He destroys it. Brett Brown's career is over. Done. He going to coach back in Australia or something, my guy. I don't know. What's your finals prediction? The Lakers are looking just as bad as the Sixers when it comes to this. They shot 15%. If we think our 23% is bad, holy crap. But I still think they're going to beat the Blazers in like 7. I'm a big Dame fan. He's definitely a top 10 player. I'm going to have to rock out with – I like the Rockets too, but I'm going to keep it legit. I'm going to go Lakers. Yo, watch out for the Heat, but I'll go Raptors. I'm going to say the Raptors are pretty good. I like the Raptors. I don't like them, but I like their chances. Has everyone moved past the Trey Ben or Embiid yet? Yeah. That's crazy. Nope. I bought new Sixers gear, but it's all Iverson. These guys have no heart except Embiid. Facts, my guy. At this point, if you look at the stats, the Sixers should have kept Fultz and traded Simmons. He played like 10 minutes less a game and only scores 3 points less. Correct. Maybe that is true. But he doesn't have nowhere near as many assists, nowhere near as many rebounds, nowhere near as many steals, nowhere near as many on-ball defensive stops. No. Scoring isn't everything. Now, scoring's a lot for the Sixers, but you can get scoring on side of Embiid and Ben Simmons. Again, Ben Simmons at the 4. He could still – we need shooters, my guy. Just give us some shooters. Just give us some shooters. I met Detroit Red Wings. Oh, it jumped on me big time. So if I missed your comment, just redo it. I got you. It jumped on me. Y'all should have kept Jimmy Butler and let Harris walk. Facts. But the main thing was not us letting Jimmy Butler go because we didn't want him. He had beef with Brett Brown. So pretty much we should have got rid of Brett Brown last year. We might have kept JJ Redick, spot up shooter, catch and shoot on the run off the screen. We would have kept the dog that is in Jimmy Butler, a guy who can create his own shot and take and make big shots. And you would have been able to keep Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, who could play down low together because of the speed and the release and being able to fluctuate in and out. What's going on, Jalen Williams? My guy. Sixers are trash. G. Sanders, hey, you got that eagle thing next to you. I understand. I can't defend something that is right there in my face. Like 27 points is a lot. They lose their fourth option. Yes, he's the fourth option, but they lose him, and somehow they get better because Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and these guys elevate their game. Listen, Tatum's a dog. How do you not watch or study the game besides the team film breakdown? Are you talking to me? I'm not sure. It's over, man. I'm a Pistons fan, but I got into Sixers like 3 years ago, but this team is looking like my Pistons after a title win. The Sixers haven't won title in years. You already know. We are going to have to give up on the first rounder and give a first rounder in a Horford trade, but we will get a player on a similar contract but has less years left. Hey, we got to do something because that contract is really going to hold us back. If it's Brett Brown, he's a 3-quarter champion but 4th quarter loser. Yeah, actually, he started messing this game up in the first quarter. The Sixers are up by 9 points. He go ahead and make an adjustment, and the first guy he brings off the bench is not Alex Burke, the hottest Sixer in the bubble. Are you kidding me? He brings in his stepson, Raul Neto, and next thing you know, you blink a couple times and we're losing. Fultz can actually knock down threes, somewhat. Better off with football, yeah, you already know. 25 days. Joel is our offensive leader and Ben is our defensive spark plug. Facts. And in this game, we got the offensive leader in Joel Embiid dropping 32. Tobias came up short. Al Horford came up short. Josh Richardson played a little bit good. I think he was like 6 for 12, had like 13 or 18 points. He did all right. But our offensive leader did what he did, led. We did not have nobody on the defensive side to stop Tatum. And go ahead and look it up. Through all the games Tatum played, the games against Ben Simmons were his worst. He had one game where he dropped like maybe a 30 piece on him. But again, Brett Brown doesn't let him play him the whole time. It's rough. Please fire Brett Brown. You already know. The Sixers are a butt. I won't watch none of their game until they start winning. Hey, but you got to ride. You know what I mean? The process has been a long process. It's still loading. ... Coach got to go. Facts. Murder Music, what's going on, my guy? It's over for the Sixers. Philly Mike, Brett Brown has to go ASAP. That's facts. I'm from Connecticut, and my sports teams are all over the place. New York fan, New York Yankees fan, hockey team is the Devils, and as you know, my football team is the Eagles. That's how it's been my whole life. Hey, at least you rocking Philly with a recent Super Bowl. Philly Jackson, what's going on, my guy? What a Philly Mike can't say I'm surprised with the way this series is going, especially with the way when you have a perimeter player looking lackadaisy and Embiid doing all he can. Listen, 23% from the field. 23% from three-pointer. That's what and they're open shots. They're open shots because Embiid's getting doubled. Oh, my goodness. This game was frustrating. Just watching. You want to turn it off. I just can't take myself to turn it off because I got to see all this because I got to get this in because when we have a new coach and I can compare this, it's going to be a beautiful story. My Lakers are still kicking butt, though. Hey, shout out to you. Jimmy Butler might be a fake Jamie Foxx, but he was smart to get away from the Brett Booty Cheeks Browns. You already know. Tatum is a superstar. He's making his name known. Definitely making his name known. Simmons is missed. Facts. On the defense side of the ball, he's missed. Tatum is a great player, but he does play Tatum pretty good. Mark Jackson is the answer, bro. He fixes everything. We lost and Brett Brown's confidence, mentality, accountability, and he gives us a leader. Yes, these are reasons why Joel Embiid just sometimes looks like he gave up, because no one gets accountability. I mean, what can you say about Joel Embiid's performance today? Dropping 32, and your team lost by dang near 32. For what? Ben is a beast. Joel is lazy, blah, blah, blah. I'm just kidding. But if he puts his mind to it, he can be a great. He needs to stay down low. And that's what another coach will do. He will get him to be who he really is. What up, Mike? We played absolutely terrible. And do you think the Philly Talk Nation should? I'm about to figure that out in a little bit. Let Butler go and keep Harris, Brown. WTF. Facts. Philly fan D, that's facts. Shout out to all the channel members in the building. And be joining Tatum soon. Ha ha ha. Hey, that would be scary. I talked about, listen, not about that on the Celtics team, but if the Sixers had a scoring guard, a ball handling scoring guard who created his own shot, I mean, they had Jimmy Butler. You have someone like that next to Embiid, and it will be dirty. At least the next game we have home bubble advantage. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess so. Tatum might be in the second or third best player in the East right now. Sixers really needed Ben. Facts. He's creeping up there. I don't know if he's the second or third yet, because Joel Embiid's up there. Embiid on record saying he only plays video games in his free time. He reiterated 3 times in the same answer, not trusting a player that doesn't study the game outside of the court and team breakdown on his free time. But he knows the X and O's. He knows what he got to do. I mean, again, if I'm Embiid and in the first quarter I'm putting up some points, I'm doing what I got to do, and I look over to the bench and I see Raul Neto is one of the first guys that Brett Brown is bringing in, I'm looking over there like, what? Here we go. I ain't passing him the ball. Just be happy that the Eagles beat us, but the Sixers ain't beating us. Hey, I hear you. We gonna get a game, though. That was about Embiid. Oh, I hear you. Joel Embiid, all day, baby, if they keep Brett Brown and trade Embiid, will go on a riot. Oh, Joel Embiid all day, baby. Yeah, I hear you. I thought you were calling him a baby. My bad. Didn't read it the right way. No commas, no periods. Brett Brown is the next Chip Kelly 2.0. Yeah, gets rid of some players that were key, keeps players that are not key. No, you don't have to give up a pick to trade Horford. You move him to a team with bad contracts with less years. Just give me Doug Peterson type coach after Brown gets out of town. Let's go. Facts. Someone who's a player's coach, someone who knows about the game, who won't pick favorites, can play tough, will be tough at times, but also have your back. Someone that you will go to war with. Someone that you're going to stick up for. All that stuff. I don't see that. Maybe Ben Simmons sticks up for Brett Brown because they buddies. I mean, he coached his dad. He's friendly with him. As soon as the game's over, he's like, why you ain't shoot? He's like, maybe next time. He's like, okay, take your time. There's always next year. That's what he thinks. Every time they play Tobias, Joel, and Horford together, they always lose a lead. Because, again, sometimes Tobias has to get his buckets in the paint or in mid-range. I mean, Tobias is not a great three-point shooter. He shoots like, 30-something%? I love my Eagles, my Lakers, and my Dodgers. Interesting. If Jason Tatum became a free agent, I know you meant agent, we got to get him right away. Facts, but I don't think the Celtics will allow that to happen. Oscar Lou, what's going on with the Josh Richardson pitcher changed up off Matisse? Richardson played pretty good, but oh my God. Brett Brown strikes again. That's all I can say. Look, y'all, this is maybe the best thing that could have happened if we sweep. If the sweep us, we get a new coach, and we got OKC 17th pick in the draft this year. Correct. If we get swept in the bubble, Brett Brown will not fly home with the team. Ed Oliver in the building. What's going on, my guy? Keep trusting the process. Hey, you got no way to throw shade. Even with the worst coach in the NBA, we still get you guys, my guys. So shout out to you for coming through. We need to get a Eagles football team, Washington football team stream going. My guy, we got to get that going. 25 days until football. Will Alex Smith take the starting job from Haskins? Not right away, but by week 3, week 4, will he do it? Brett Brown equals Sixers lack a killer instinct and they have no snipers. You can't win a war like that. Correct. Jimmy Butler was the killer instinct. JJ Redick was the sniper. Where they at? Philly Mike as the Sixers' new head coach. Give me it, man. Hey, for those who want to play me in 2K, I got to mess with the channel members first. But yes, I'm trying to get 2K popping. We trying to get Madden popping. Again, messed up my PS4. I'm going to post up on a community post my PlayStation name. Let's get some 2K. Let's get some Madden. Maybe I can make the Sixers look better because I ball out with Joel Embiid. My problem with firing Brett is that y'all would need to shake up the personnel too. Listen, I agree that the next coach coming in is going to have similar problems. But again, there have been times where the Sixers were had spots to win, make one adjustment, do this, do that, and Brett Brown does the opposite. So although I don't think we're going to be automatically championship team without Brett Brown because of Tobias' money, we can't get no more players because Tobias is paid like a dog, and he's not a dog. Al Horford is played like the best 6th man in the world, and he's not. So that is going to hurt the next coach, but they're still winnable games. Listen, again, we got beat by 28, but who knows how the momentum don't shift if you don't make that early first quarter crazy adjustment by putting a guy who shouldn't be in the game because he played with the DMPs. You put him in the game early, but then you put him in the game with the DMPs. Don't make sense. Philly Mike, I thought Brett Brown adjusted, but as soon as Neto stepped on, I was like, here we go. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That was the worst adjustment ever, putting Neto in the game. And it's proof in the pudding when Brett Brown emptied his bench, the deep bench, the guys who were DMP. And guess who came into the DMP rotation? A guy who he implemented off the bench in the beginning when he was making the adjustment. Okay, that was a big wake-up call. You already know. I had to leave RB stream because it was so toxic. Oh, yeah, his stream probably going crazy. Comment section. You already know. Listen, the Sixers will get a new coach before they leave the bubble if we get swept. It's disgusting. I still think the Sixers are going to win at least one game. Joel Embiid dropped his 30-some points, and we weren't even close because no defense, no shooting, 23%. We're not the Lakers role players. Let's just face it. We're not winning a chip this season. Just let Simmons rest and fire the coach and get rid of the bad contracts. That is the recipe for a successful offseason, my guy. I don't trust the process. Well, the process is still loading. ... Or he got that spinning wheel of death. How are we about that? Boston looks prepared to sweep us out the bubble. Might. Eagles, baby, you already know. That's how we rocking over here. Matisse Thybulle was all over Jason Tatum. We got a steal from the Celtics. Yeah, but Jason Tatum still did. Again, this is where Ben Simmons, the people who still want to trade Ben Simmons, he would have came clutch in the on-ball defense. Again, throughout the season, you don't want to tire guys out. So even though Jason Tatum played us 3 or 4 times in the regular season and we went 3-1, I don't know how. Ben Simmons didn't play him every single possession. But as the playoffs come, you really maximize these different schematics to say, you know what? When Ben Simmons played Jason Tatum in the regular season, he was all over him. Now, Tatum dropped 28 or 30 on us one time in that 3-1 series. But Ben Simmons wasn't guarding him the whole time because it's the regular season. Playoffs are different, but we don't got Ben Simmons. Brett Brown continues to just do whatever he wants. Whatever you think you're supposed to do, he's going to do the opposite. Now, in game 1, he made some mistakes, but he didn't make that many. He made a mistake in the middle of the first quarter that made us lose the lead, and pretty much we couldn't get back. You got to build a team around Embiid and Simmons like how Milwaukee did with Giannis. Exactly. Their center can shoot. Their point guards can shoot. Their forwards can shoot. Everything can shoot around Giannis. I'm proud to be a Lakers fan, but let's go Eagles. Hey, you already know. Brett Brown should have been going after the quadruple bounce from Kawhi. Yeah, he really should have. But again, what a lot of smart people thought was we were one game away from possibly being in the championship, a couple bounce, but it wasn't like that. We won in spite of Brett Brown because we had a great team with a sniper on the outside like JJ Redick, with a guy who's a dog who would create and make big shots, and Jimmy Butler. You saw that game. How many times did he come and save the day? Not Ben Simmons, not Joel Embiid, even though Joel Embiid was a monster, but we all know that the Raptors, for some strange reason, Marc Gasol really frustrates Joel Embiid. The COVID-19 break must have to mess the Sixers up, but I bet the Eagles can play better than them. Thanks, COVID. Yeah, listen, I mean, Philly fans, we do got football 25 days around the corner to cheer us up. Hire Jay Wright. Anybody. Jimmy would have stayed. If Brett wasn't here, Jimmy would have stayed. Pretty much, Brett Brown costed us JJ Redick, who was a little bit expensive for his role, especially with the money we paid to Tobias and Al Horford. Be truthful with you. Jason Kidd will be a great coach for y'all. He can teach Ben to play in the half court and you have to add a closer in shooting, force Joel to stay in the paint. Yeah, you just need a coach who's going to be strong-willed enough to say, listen, this is what we need out of you. You know, you got to have a strong-willed coach who can get the best out of a guy like Ben Simmons and a guy like Joel Embiid, but also be a player coach to adapt and understand where they're coming from. There's certain situations that they're put in and how to get better from it. You also want a guy who earns Joel and Ben Simmons respect, because you got guys who will go to war for their head coach, and you got guys who are like, who cares? We on that. Who cares? There's only one person that will go to war for Brett Brown, and that's Raul Neto, because he wants a roster spot. Darius Slay's been getting cooked all practice. Crazy. Come on, my guy. Ed Oliver, you play sports. You a smart guy. Please tell me a one-on-one, no pads, because there's no pads, Darius Slay is playing a press coverage on him, but he can't jam him. You think the coach is going to allow you to jam a 32-year-old receiver who's only 175 pounds with no pads? That's how you get hurt. So he tried to press him, tried to stay with him, was there, stumbled, and got caught on. Come on now. Scheme, pads, press, back off. Darius Slay will get the job done. Don't worry about a thing, my guy. Offseason, new coach. Ben keep practicing his shot. Joel work on stamina and get rid of Hal Horford and the other pieces. Correct. Listen, I want to know, everybody in the chat, who are you keeping on this team? If you are the head coach, who should be here in 2021? Now, I know we want to trade Tobias because of the contract and Al Horford, but who do you think? Do you think we should give Alex Burke a decent contract, not too expensive? He's not a guy who's going to ask for that much. Shake Milton, Matisse Thybulle. I mean, he's a rookie. He's on a contract. Furkan Korkmaz. Let me know the guys you really want to see back with the new coach around Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. We can eventually talk about some offseason pickups, but who do you think needs to stay from this Sixers team? John Morant and Zach LaVine to Philadelphia? Woo, that'll be fire. When John Wall and Bradley Beal play next year, they could definitely be better than the Sixers if y'all keep playing like this. If If was a fifth, we all be drunk. But nah, I understand what you're saying. And if Brett Brown's not our coach, we will be playing better too. Get rid of Toby and Al for a new backcourt of Van Vliet and Buddy Hield. Yo, listen, Steady Freddie is a baller. An undrafted player that all these scouts said, he ain't really about to be nothing. Comes in, balls out. Look at him. First game in the bubble against the Nets, drops a 30-piece. Like, he is legit. He is legit. And if I missed your comments, my bad, because it did jump on me and I saw my guy Ed Oliver and I had to get at him. Brett Brown can't coach an NBA team. You're right. He needs to go back to where Al Horford and Tobias Harris are the most overpaid players in the world. He said it, the world. He's not even talking about just in the NBA. He's saying the whole world. Who should get Mark Jackson or Ty Lue? I heard Ty Lue does have an offer. I don't think they said who it's from. But listen, we need these type of guys. Hey, shout out to you, Oscar Lue. Jimmy Butler would go a long way with this team. We didn't play any good defense this game? No. Defense? What's that? Even though I don't like the Eagles, I would love to see Eagles versus Kansas City Super Bowl, Andy Reid versus Doug Peterson. That would be legit. Blue City, you a Giants fan, right? I've been calling for Jason Kidd. I think he'll take Simmons and Embiid's game to the next level. That's what we need. Maybe Kidd's a job, but I do like a guy like Mark Jackson, who also was a point guard back in the day. He also turned the Golden State Warriors, who had Baron Davis, Steven Jackson back in the day, who were okay but not really making noise. He started turning them into this team, and then Steve Kerr got the keys to the Lambo. You know what I'm saying? Mark Jackson was driving a whatever kind of car. I'm not good with cars. And then he exchanges it for a Lambo and never got to drive it. Jason Kidd burns bridges. Remember how he dipped on the Nets for the Bucks? You can't trust a coach like that. Hey, Hield for Horford and picks. I'll take that. Philly Mike, you should have an Eagles pregame show and postgame show in 2020. Yes. Every single pregame. We're going to be live a whole hour before every single game, and we're going to be live after every single game on Sunday. And then the following day, I'm going to do another post game where I'm more calm, cool, collective. Because if you think I'm getting wild up for this game, wait till you see me on the Eagles. So we're going to do a pregame for an hour, post game for an hour, and then the next day on Monday, if we play on Sunday, I will be breaking down film when I'm calm, cool, collective to see why we either destroyed the team or lost. Jason Kidd going to be drunk off Paul. Yo, wow. Bucks should get 5-7 mil a year. Oh, Burks should get 5 to 7 mil a year. 5 to 7. This is the NBA we're talking about. For an okay player in football, that's a good deal. We're talking about the NBA. Embiid, Ben, Tease, Tobias, also Burks. These are guys you want to see back. All right. Buddy Hield would work. Heck yeah. Trade everyone but Jerome, Ben, Matisse, Alex, and Shake. I'm with it, William. Ed Oliver, the Wizards need to learn to play defense first. Definitely. We need to go after Jay Wright, and same goes to Ty Lue. We got to make an offer somewhere. I would keep Embiid, Simmons, Thibault, Milton, Burks, and everyone else can get traded. I hear you. Let me see what everybody else is saying. I'm keeping Jay Rich, Matisse, Burks, Glenn Robinson, and getting rid of Tobias, Al, Furk, Neto, Kyle, O'Quinn. Cool. A lot of people ain't saying Jay Rich. I like how you put him in there. Glenn Robinson, although he's not hasn't really proved much, you probably can get him on a cheap note too. Again, if we can get rid of Tobias and Al, then we got room to grow with some expensive players. But is Van Vliet going to be a free agent? I think he is going to be soon, if not next year, the year after. But come on now. The Raptors don't got Kawhi's contract on there. If they were going to pay Kawhi, they're going to be able to get it done, I think. Did you hear Brett Brown said he's making the Sixers be like a 1999 NBA team? When I heard that, I was like, yep, he's fired. Yeah. I mean, the guy came out and said we got to stop feeding Joel Embiid in the post. Like, what does that even mean? Trade Joel and build around Simmons. You'll get more for Embiid. Interesting. Keep Ben, Joel, Shake, Matisse, Burks. Everyone else is expendable. Y'all need to get a young coach who gets today's game with some veteran assistance. Maybe. Look at Mike D'Antoni, though. He's definitely not young. And if he don't get the game today, then I don't know what to say, because this guy got shooters everywhere. I mean, his center is like 6'8", PJ Tucker, who can shoot. I mean, like, I don't think age always makes or breaks how you know the game. You just got to be able to change the style of game. As we talk about transition to football, Andy Reid, old, but he always transitions. Miami, Spurs, Bucks, Raptors, coaching personnel would be nice to look into. Definitely. But hey, remember, the Spurs gave us somebody. They gave us Brett Brown. Brett Brown was on Greg Popovich's coaching staff. He was over there. So while Greg Popovich is giving great advice to the other assistants, what was Brett Brown doing? What was he doing? Nah, Ty Lue won't coach this team after getting crossed up by Iverson. Facts. He might never really want to walk through the Wells Fargo just to see these six. Hey, because he knows how the Sixers fans still feel about number 3 AI. Practice? We talking about practice? Ty Lue? We really talking about Ty Lue? I'm just kidding. Ty Lue is a joke. He's LeBron's. Philly Mike, too chill. I love this channel. You already know. We just, you know what I'm saying? This is what we do. Hey, Oscar, who's your football team? Let me ask you that. In 2016, the team was coached by LeBron, not Lue. Facts. LeBron's been the coach everywhere he's been, and now he got another coach who's just going along for the ride. If the Lakers make it far, which they still have a shot, they shot 15% from 3. That's not going to happen all the time. Even though KCP, Caruso, Danny Green, they're kind of butt. They're kind of butt. Oscar, that's disrespectful. I would keep Embiid, Simmons. Oh, yeah, my bad. I got to that one. Let me see. Darius Slay, the next Nandi, and Byron Maxwell still trusting the process? Stop it. Listen. Stop it. Darius Slay's a different breed. See, I'll admit, Nandi Asamoah was one of the best cornerbacks in the league when he came to us, but he was on that Byron Jones type thing where he was a guy who didn't get picks. He had to play man, and when you played him man, he had to just stay on that guy. And guess who our defensive coordinator was the year we had Nandi Asamoah? Let me think. An ex-offensive line coach? An ex-offensive line coach, Juan Castillo. Turned to our D coordinator. We played like 75% zone. Nandi Asamoah was like, what is zone? And what happened to my talent? That's what happened. Come on, my guy. When I heard Brett Brown say, oh, yeah, definitely. Al Horford for Eric Gordon and PJ Tucker. Deal. Thank God for the Flyers. Yeah, and that's the sad thing. My brother's been trying to get me into hockey, and if I picked a hockey team, it'd be Flyers because I'm a rock all Philly. That's why I'm not too into baseball. I'm in for DFS. Hey, Ed Oliver, you got to hit me up with these sports bets, my guy. We going to get it. Just made some money today. Not on the Sixers, though. Slay will be a top 5 corner in the league. The Sixers with Tony Roten and Jahlil Okafor could have beat y'all today. Nah, because we still got Embiid. He would have been able to held it down, but it's not good, my guy. Brett Brown ain't learning nothing from Greg Pop. Exactly. Nothing. Brett Brown is a disgrace to the Spurs organization. I mean, Pop still sticks up for him for some strange reason. I think he has to because he feel like he just owes it to the guy. Only guy I trade Embiid for is Giannis. And only player I trade Ben for is Dame Dollar. Dame Dollar. That boy's dirty, though. Rasheed Wallace is what we need. Philly toughness and fast breaking. Hey, Rasheed Wallace was a beast back in his day. Eagles, but I mainly watch basketball. Don't really watch football that often. Hey, I hear you, but shout out to you, my guy. Basketball, I mean, hopefully, next year is going to be something good, and I'm going to be able to cover the Sixers the whole year. My Sixers subscribers and my Sixers are not doing nowhere near as good as my Eagle videos because I've been doing Eagles for the 11th months. I've been on YouTube. The Sixers, I had a business at night, and I always watch the Sixers, but instead of doing a post game or going live, I had to attend to it. but we took care of that. I got someone to run that organization. And yes, it's a night business, but it's not nothing illegal. So relax. But I got someone to run it for me, like a plant manager thing. He takes care of that. I still make my cut. It's not anything illegal. And so now I'm freed up for all Sixers games. What did I tell you about the coach and manager? Lawrence Talley, I hear you 100%. I agree. I agree with you, my guy. Philly Mike, the Juan Billy Davis days were miserable. As much as we crap on Schwartz, he's consistent. Definitely. I don't like Jim Schwartz sticks defense, but I do think he's good overall. Rasheed Wallace would beat Embiid for being so lazy. Hey, yeah, Rasheed Wallace didn't take nothing. Mr. Technical himself. Man, we out. You already know. We out. Hey, yo, shout out to the person who made the thumbnail. Me. We need to get these guys out of here. I don't physically think we're going to get swept, but I do think you need to sweep them guys off the Sixers squad. Well, that's a lot of excuses for Nandi was bad. Slay was getting sizzled in practice the other day. Not true. He has not got really beat in none of the padded practices. He had a couple pass deflections, no interceptions, but he wasn't getting beat. He got beat on that one-on-one play. That was it. Whoever's telling you this is wrong. Wrong. But again, no excuse. Nandi Asaba was an NFL player, should know how to play zone. But an offensive coordinator turned defensive coordinator, the fact that you get a guy who plays man, but then you play like 60, 70% zone, well, shame on you. I'm mad at Brett Brown. He messed up the 14-point lead when they made it at the 6-point lead. He should have called a timeout before the Celtics took a lead. Facts. That's what I spoke about for the first 45 minutes of this live stream. How did he decide to put that rotation in for his first bench movement? Man, Toby had 14 dang points. And 14 points, and he was like 3 of 15 or something like that. I stopped looking. To be honest, I would swap Ben for Dame Dollar. I might have to too, my guy. Dame Dollar just putting it on. Listen, we have Dame Dollar. Joel B drops 32. Dame drops 42. We win the game. Didn't want to watch the game. Hear you. Nothing illegal. You already know. See, I'm behind on these things, trying to hit them all. McLaurin, 189 yards and 2 touchdowns week 1 and a W. Listen, bro, we got to 25 days. We need to find a day either in the next couple weeks to get on, do a live stream. And between me and you, behind the scenes, we got to come up with a bet. The bet could be something funny. The bet could be something serious. The bet could be something, whatever. Send one of your jersey, and I got to do a video with the football team jersey. I'll send one of mine, and you got to do a video at least holding the jersey on your thing. We can make a nice bet. But hit me up on the low, and we figure it out. Mr. 189, 2 touchdowns week 1. You crazy. You crazy. I hear you. But the teams aren't really set up to offer a packet to Embiid. Embiid's a once-in-a-generation type talent. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't think I would physically send Embiid away for anything. Philly Mike, I got the Blazers sending Lee Choke and Unibrow home in 6. I mean, Dame time is game time, and game time is Dame time. But it's hard to count out LeBron. He's 13-0 in first rounds. And if they continue to shoot this way, they might they're not swept. They might lose, though. Quick question. Who do you think is faster, Killins or Hill? I will say this. When I watched Killins in college, his college highlights, I mean, it's a different type of speed. I mean, I've seen him get to the second level like this. The 2 plays where there's defenders like 10 yards ahead of him coming in and he still is able to split them is ridiculous. Now, I will say Tyreek Hill, I mean, dude caught a touch. Dude, I forgot who it was on his team that caught a pass. He was like 30 yards away from him, not even in the play, but he wanted to show off and he ran up and passed him. Like, it's crazy. With Killins putting weight on, I don't know exactly where he's at, so I'm going to have to still say Hill. But it's tough. I hate when it jumps. Bold take. We should get Magic Johnson so he can help Ben. Magic Johnson was when Magic Johnson went to the Lakers, he didn't like it because when you are in any type of organization, you can't do what you do on a regular talking to other players because it's called tampering. So he didn't like that. And a lot of people try to go at Magic Johnson for advice and stuff. So, I mean, he dipped on the Lakers, which is his home. I mean, that's his organization. So I don't know how he would stay with us. Nandi wasn't bad. They used him in zone. Facts. I think Barkley for coach, Charles Barkley. I mean, the guy who said the Lakers are going to get swept. I will say this about Barkley. When he criticizes Joel Embiid steps up. Washington hire SVG. Do you think the Sixers might look at Kenny Atkins as their next head coach? I think you can look at Atkins, Mark Jackson. You got to even maybe give a guy like Jason Kidd some thoughts. We need somebody. We need a guy who can be tough and also a player coach. I think Atkins has a real chance. I don't want to get a college coach for one. And I mean, there's not like Phil Jacksons and Greg Pops and Brad Stevens and Nick. They're not these guys out there who are the top dogs, but I do believe Atkins could be good. Mark Jackson was a guy who kind of put together that Warriors team prior to what's the name? The guy who got punched in the face by Michael Jordan. Oh, man, it's rough. But I'm not going to be on here much longer. We're going to talk a little bit more. Appreciate everybody for coming through. 51 minutes, 41 people still in here. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you're new for Philly Sixers content, we do Eagles and Sixers content on here. We do live streams and we do regular videos. Appreciate everybody. I will be doing a Eagles live stream tomorrow. I'm going to put a community post. I'm going to put it up early. Let's talk about day 1, day 2, day 3 of camp. Make sure you come through for the Eagles live stream. I'll let everybody else know too who's not in here. Let's get a group of heads up in here for that. Magic is too famous to be anything other but being famous. You already know. Mike, remember when I told you LeBron hasn't won without a big three? I can see the Blazers getting screwed. They better put the Lakers away ASAP. Hey, yeah. And yeah, there is no big three there. I mean, AD and LeBron, that's it. Kuzma's not ready to be part of that big three. What's going on, my guy? Philly Age 21 in the building. Right now, I'll take Gordon Bombay to be the next Sixers coach. Hey, desperation makes you do a lot of different things. I can't stand watching this team. IG Wills, I hear you, my guy. Brett Brown is on the way out the door. Trust and believe he will not be here. Trust and believe. Steve, what's going on? I don't know what that means. Heck no to Stan Van Gundy. Just keep him away from the cheerleaders. You already know. The Sixers really need to fire Brett Brown. Evan, you're 100% right. It's not even that they need to anymore. They will fire him in the upcoming days, upcoming weeks. I am a 23-year-old rapper from Toronto, Canada, who goes by the name of D.O.V. I recently made a track called Dying to Live in support of Black Lives Matter movement. Please give it a listen on my channel. I will check your channel out, D.O.V. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Black Lives Matter. 100%. Shout out to you for riding strong with it. I'll definitely check it out. And if it's something fire, maybe I hit you up. Let me know your Twitter handle. Comment on one of my videos, your Twitter handle. We set something up possibly. LeBron been overrated and is coming from a Lakers fan. Trey Mack with the woo. Laker fan calling LeBron overrated. I don't really see that often. But like I said, if you're just jumping in here, we've been talking about how Brett Brown strikes again, how he messed up the 9-point lead in the first quarter by putting his stepson Raul Neto in the game. You don't do that. The same reason you played Raul Neto at the end of the game with the DNPs is because he's supposed to be a DNP. Brett Brown will only win one game at the most, maybe get swept, and he will not be the Sixers coach. He probably won't fly home with the team on the same plane. With that being said, if you're new to the channel and like talking either Sixers or Eagles, we do live streams and regular videos. The Sixers content will start heating up when we get a coach. With that being said, hit that subscribe button and like button for your boy. It's real quick, only takes a second, and it pushes this content out to other Philly fans. And they said Cheeks was bad. Mo Cheeks? Yes, I'm a Giants fan all day, every day. Hey, shout out to you. We see you twice a year. When Miami hires Brett Brown and we just clap Philly for next year's comings. For the next coming year. Oh, when Miami hires Brett Brown and we just clap Philly for the next coming years. Who's your T, baby Moon? Trade Tobias and Horford for Devin Booker. That would be lovely if that could happen. That would be lovely if that could happen. But there's no way the two huge contracts for guys who come up not huge in game is going to go for the second runner up for the bubble MVP. That's going to be too tough. Joel be calling buckets, asking for Spoelstra needs a center. We saw that. Before the pandemic happened, early in the season, Joel Embiid and Jimmy Buckets were on social media, and he was like something about the bad guy coming over, this, that, and the third, and Embiid liked it or something. That would be wild. Listen, if Brett Brown ends up letting someone like Joel Embiid leave before he gets fired, well, then the process, that would be rough. Sixers should hire Mark Jackson. He's a point guard. He knows what he's doing. He's tough. He can probably push his team. He kind of built the Warriors with Jerry West. I like it. You can't give Tobias $180 million over 5 years for stuff like this. Facts. Tobias Harris is a third option or a fourth option who should be making, again, the NBA does overpay. But if you're going to pay off his production, he should be making like 75 at the most. And you might even think 75 is a lot. But remember, Timothy Mozgov got what, like 47, 57 million? Like the NBA pays free agents, even if they're trash. Lakers got a bunch of old dudes on a 1-year contract. Yeah, they're going to be, listen, if and when LeBron retires, if AD leaves, the Lakers will be starting the process for the next decade. Stepson, you already know. This is a test for the Brett. This is a test. Brett Brown going to shake back watch. Going to shake back watch? I was just checking. My bad. If the Heat hire Brett Brown, we better hire Eric Spoelstra. Hey, I like some Eric Spoelstra. 4-2 Sixers. I changed my mind. What? 4-2 Sixers? 4 straight? Brett's going to have to find his own ride home after the playoffs are over. Facts. Miami Heat all day, Brody. Hey, shout out to you, my guy. My brother is a diehard Miami Heat fan. He lets me know every day about some Jimmy buckets. Spoelstra is not leaving the Heat anytime soon. Yeah, that's facts. That is what I was talking about. The manager. Yeah, the manager. We got to get rid of Brett Brown first. But then we might have to start looking at what did Elton Brand do? How can he get us out of this situation? Is he the guy who can get us out of this situation and into a better situation? These are all things we're going to have to ask ourselves. But the starting point is getting rid of Brett Brown. Please fire Brett Brown now. Yo. Facts. Yo, Mike, do you remember NFL 2K from PS2? I've been playing everything since Sega, so you already know. I find with trading Embiid for Bam and 2 first-round picks. Bam is an upcoming star like how Spicy P was, but no sirree Bob. And Fultz. Here we go with the Fultz. Yeah. Timmy was balling before injury. Oh, Mozgov? He was all right. I'll take Tobias to the Knicks. He'll score 30 a game there, but they'll win like 15 games. What about the unsung Clint Richardson? Hey, I hear you. Traded by to Miami in exchange for Jimmy Buckets. If only. Brett Brown only comes as an assistant. Spoelstra is a great coach. You already know. So you like Brett Brown, my guy, AB. Yoda, I'm still trying to figure out why Burke didn't come in the game until 8 seconds left. 8 left in the second. Oh, yeah. That's the whole biggest thing. Brett Brown had a 9-point lead. The starters looked a little bit gassed. Shake was 3 of 3. Jay Rich was 2 of 2. 2 for 2, 3 for 3. You take these two guys out. Okay, they're tired. Let me see Alex Burke come in. Nope. Raw Neto. Raw Neto. Now we're losing. Quick, get him back in. They're cold. Burke's come in. He's used to coming in earlier. He's off. And I'm not even going to be mad at him being off because the rotation got messed up. He needs to be the biggest bench minutes. By Alex Burke's names should always be the largest bench minutes. And I was kind of hyped. I heard the starting lineup got changed. Oh my gosh. Al Horford to the bench. Matisse Thybulle. Some perimeter defense. Let's go. Oh wow, the game's looking great. Brett Brown happens. Brett Brown strikes again. I can't wait to hear this postgame. I mean, the last postgame, he was like, I think we should stop posting up and be sometimes because I think some of the turnovers were like happening when we were trying to get it to the post. And like a sword and dance and what? I don't even know why I do it to myself. This offseason, our focus should be on providing Joel and Ben with some shooters who we can actually count on. Who you think would make sense? Shooters. Now, again, let's be realistic here. I don't think it's going to be easy to get Tobias' big contract off or Al Horford's. Let's say for some heaven on something, we get one of the contracts off. Say we able to move Al Horford. Well, then you got some freed up money, but there's no big superstars in free agency. One of the guys I think will fit great as a guy who can ball handle, create his own shot, and get buckets from three is Buddy Hield. Within the three-point contest, he can create his own shot. He's young. He can grow with a good coach because there's no Brett Brown there, by the way. Now, spot-up shooters. What's the guy from the Nets? Joe Harris. Joe Harris is a free agent. You don't got to spend much money on Joe Harris. Knocked down. David Bertans from the Wizards. Don't got to spend a lot of money. Knocked down. So if we're going to get a ball handler who can create his own shot and shoot threes, who's going to cost a little bit more, Buddy Hield. If you're going to get guys who are cheap because we can't get rid of Al Horford's contract, Bertans, Joe Harris, these guys will be able to catch and shoot something along the lines like a JJ Redick. But I would love to get me some Buddy Hield. And don't get me wrong, Zach LaVine will be beautifully done. I would take Zach LaVine over Buddy Hield, but I'm trying to think realistically, and I don't see a scenario where we can get Zach LaVine. Stan Van Gundy would be good. Facts. I mean, he at least knows. You hear him all the time critique the Sixers and say things that make sense. I'm like, can Brett Brown hear you? Please. Can somebody just tell Brett Brown? But with that being said, make sure you smash that like button. Help a guy out who's in the horrible mood from the game. Hit that like button. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel for Eagles and Sixers content. We messed up the Sixers content early in the season, but we back. I'm a Heat fan, and Jimmy was a great addition. Evan Sherman, shout out to you, my guy. My brother is a diehard Heat fan. Wade County, all that good stuff. He's big on not only Jimmy Buckets, but he loves his young shooters and Tyler Hero, Duncan Robertson, Kendrick Nunn. He still likes Dragic, and he loves some Bam Adebayo. So we about to see. What's good, Fresh? Yeah, everybody let Fresh know he's in the building. This bench is weak. One of the worst benches in the game. With Brett Brown, it looks like rough house out there. It looks like disgusting. Brett thought he was raw Neto, but it was just regular raw Neto. You already know. Eastwood will be lit after Neto played. Oh my God. DJ Eastwood is going to. I actually meant to hit him up on Twitter during the game. I didn't, though. He liked my thing about the rotation or something like that. Yeah, I said something about the rotation. He was like that. I was going to hit him up about it. But in a game 2, that was almost not a must win, but a pretty close to it. Raw Neto comes in ASAP. That is rough. Brett Brown out there running YMCA ball. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Also, go to Philly Fresh page and check out the video. Like and subscribe. Support Battle Birds podcast content creators. You already know. Shout out to all of us. Celtics conditioning and coach is elite. They just keep running. Yeah. Every time you think Tatum's going to turn down, he turns up. And Brad Stevens is always making the adjustment. I mean, he makes Joel Embiid's 32 not that bad. He makes it look like it's not much, just the way he adjusts. But Brad Stevens he owns the Sixers in the playoffs. Now, again, this season, we beat the Celtics in the series 3-1. But you can't tell from what we've seen yet just today. Again, game 1 was the game we needed to steal. The Celtics shot bad, but on our end, we had 18 turnovers, but that was the game that we needed to steal. No need to win chips. We wasted 2 title years. If you are going to move on from Brett, we need the best. You hire mediocre to waste more years than you wasted this decade. But all right, so Eric R., your guy is Mark Jackson, right? If you had to pick anybody, you're going for Mark Jackson, right? Brown just shows you shooters with no defense don't work. He just shows you that he really don't know what he's doing. I'm counting on Elton Brand to make a fire move in the offseason. I hear you. We never should have gotten rid of JJ Redick anyway. I have no idea what Elton Brand is doing. Yeah, and that falls on Elton Brand, the rotation, the coaching, the lack of discipline, the lack of accountability, all that falls on Brett Brown. But the roster construction does fall on our guy, Elton Brand. Now, we could possibly got some input from Brett Brown. Who knows how that all went. But, yeah, the roster construction, definitely. So who, Eric Mark Johnson? I always say Jackson. Bring back the real Brown, Larry Brown. Hey, Larry Brown was a tough, hard-minded coach. I mean, he was able to handle the great you-know-who. Just a standout guy. But, again, I mean, the dude old. Lack of shooting really got exposed. Facts. 23% from 3. 23%. I'll shoot better than that. Here comes ESPN. Stephen A. is getting pissed off at Brown. You should have fired Brown from last season. You should have fired Brown on Halloween. You should have fired Brett Brown on Christmas. Yeah, I'm going to have to rewatch that. Brett Brown can't even coach a high school varsity team properly. Facts. Brett Brown drafted Zaire Smith over Michael Porter. Straight nut. Mikal Bridges, too. A guy who probably won't start but could come off the bench and really help. Because our bench is straight doo-doo. Except for Burks, who by the way, didn't come into the second. For us to beat the Celtics with Brett Brown as our coach, we have to be up by 30 by halftime. Philly Mike knows what he's talking about. Facts. Joel Embiid got to have a 50 burger, most likely. Simmons needs to be traded. Famous Ramos. Stop it. Right here's my brother. He's the one who I told everybody who's in here still is a diehard Miami Heat fan, but no. They just said it that throughout everybody who played Jason Tatum in the NBA post-pandemic and after the pandemic, when Ben Simmons is guarding Jason Tatum, He has been the one guy who slowed Jason Tatum down the most in the NBA. Now, again, if you look back, some games he straight dropped 30 on us because it's regular season game. You're not taking it as serious. And Brett Brown doesn't always keep Ben Simmons on Jason Tatum. But when Jason Tatum is matched up against Ben Simmons, he has been able to deny Jason Tatum like no other. And that would be key in this situation. But Brett Brown is straight trash. If you watch the game, bro, you would have realized the Sixers had some momentum. They were up 9, and Brett Brown puts in a guy over Alex Burke, who should be DNP. He was being DNP'd, but he put him in the first quarter for his adjustment. Trash. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. If I was to pick the head coach for the Sixers, I would go with Becky Hammon at the first female coach under Greg Pop to be, hey, shout out to her for being that first female head coach, and I guarantee you she could teach Brett Brown a thing or two. Guarantee it. And all new coaching staff, that you're right with, my brother. Y'all, I'm tired. And in my opinion, Philly Mike is not going to be on his live for long, so I'm going to bed. Talk to y'all later. Hey, shout out to you, my guy, Vance Maxwell. Like I said, I'm going to be doing the Eagles one. I expect to get a lot of heads in this one tomorrow. We about to talk day 1, day 2, day 3. Like I said, my Sixers content hasn't been out there that long, but we about to build something, my guys. South Philly, Kenville, all they do is force feed Embiid. Nobody can get into their game. Nobody. 23% from 3. Just nobody able to create a shot. Tobias Harris, $180 million man who went like 3 of 14. It's just not good. As you see in the thumbnail, it's not looking good for Philly. And the sweep is sweeping these guys out. My guy Joel Embiid, my guy Ben Simmons will not separate. And I will never say trade Embiid or trade Ben Simmons until I see these two under a better coach with just respectable shooters around them. That's all. We suck, man. I'm just done with the team. I don't blame you. Simmons and Horford to Memphis for John Morant to Philadelphia. Parade by year 2. Dang. Do you remember the time the Sixers hired Brett Brown to be our GM during the summer and we ended up drafting Zaire Smith? Wait, that was Brett Brown? I thought that was also Elton Brand. I thought Elton Brand was still controlled. It's not the players. Honestly, some of the stuff we have to start blaming is on coaching. Listen, you've seen it in black and white when the team was the best team in the NBA at home and one of the worst teams on the road. That's accountability. That's toughness. That's a mindset that the head coach instills in these guys, and it's just not there. There's no accountability. There's no head coach who will allow Ben Simmons not to shoot this long. Brett Brown is his friend. He coaches dad. His stepson, Raul Neto, gets free for all. Trey Burke, who played against the Sixers when we played the Mavs, dropped 30 points on our head because he's a ball handling guard who was on our team. And we traded. We didn't trade. We released him and kept Raul Neto. That's all you need to know. Find a trade for Tobias Harris. Does not deserve 30 mil plus a year, maybe 20 mil. Shaking my head. I agree. Harris and 2021 first round to Chicago for Zachary LaVine. Make it happen, Ellen. That would put us right back where we want to because you got that ball handling, crash the lanes on some crazy dunks, pull up from 3, spot shooting, create his own shot from the 3. Zach LaVine alongside of a guy like Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, who's one of the best players in transition, not for the Sixers, but in the NBA straight up. That would be perfect. Catch you next game, Mike. Everyone hit that like button and sub up before you leave. You already know, drummer boy. Brrr, bang. Appreciate you, my guy. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I appreciate everybody up in here. Yeah, shut down Tatum, and there is still Jaylen Brown, who's just as good. Also, they have Hayward out. Yeah, and they played better, or we played worse. First-time viewer, keep doing a great job. Hold the city down. Deport Brett. But, hey, shout out to you, my guy, 100%. Like I said, appreciate you as a first-time viewer. We do Sixers and Eagles live streams, and we do regular videos. If you're new and you're an Eagles fan, go check out my day 1 and day 2 camp video. They some tough videos right there. And like I said, Sixers content I haven't been doing long because of a night business, but we back on the grind. I've been rocking the Eagles the whole time I've been on YouTube. But yeah, we about to get off. I'm just going to answer a couple more of these bad boys. We'll never know who made the choice between Tobias and Jimmy. Was it Chief, Beef, or Brett? Either way, one of them should have been let go for that. Facts. If we have, I hate this. If we have drafted Jason Tatum and Michael Porter, we'd be unstoppable. Just Jason Tatum alongside of Joel Embiid would be like, and I'm not comparing them exactly to, it'd be like a baby version of Shaq and Kobe. Telling you, Jason Tatum got that Mamba mentality. He got that fadeaway three. He got that do whatever he wants mid-range shot like Kobe, and Embiid can ball like Shaq. You know, he's not Shaq, but that would be a tandem that would grow in its own if we had him, including Ben Simmons on the court as well. But nope, we took Fultz. Ben Simmons needs to be traded. Y'all love Simmons too much. For what? For why? Listen, once I see Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid 1 year, even just 1 year under a new coach, I will evaluate them in a different mindset. This team has poor playmaking without Ben. Yes. No decision making. Poor. Listen, Ben Simmons is not a good point guard in the half court set because of his lack of shooting. But what he's able to do in transition, what he's able to do on ball defense, what he's still able to do while being on the court is better than what anybody else on the team can do besides Joel Embiid. Shout out to my guy, the boys 2138. Again, I haven't been doing Sixers content long. He caught one of my Sixers videos because he's also a Cowboy fan who really don't mess with my Eagle videos unless the Cowboys beat us. I know he'll come over here and let me know. What's good, Philly Mike? I missed the game, but it might have been for the best considering the results. I'm going down with the ship, though. Game 3's epic comeback. Let's go Sixers. Well, shout out to you, my guy, for the super chat. Let me just break it down for you real quick. The Sixers come out starting hot. I forgot the exact score now because I've been rambling for an hour and 16. But in the first quarter, they were up by 9 points. I think it was like 18. Oh, yeah, 18-9. 18-9 in the first quarter. I believe we got down to like the 6-minute mark or something like that. And Brett Brown makes his first change. He don't bring Alex Burke in. The guy takes out Shake Milton, who was 3 for 3. Josh Richardson, who was 2 for 2. He puts in Raw Neto. He puts in Raw Neto early in the game. Puts him in. They come back. We go down by like 5. He tries to change it all up. It's little too late. The defense never recovered. Joel Embiid drops 32. Non-factor. Lost by 27 still. It was just disgusting. Alex Burke does not even get into the game until the second quarter. So you're telling me the hottest player for the Sixers in the bubble who shot 53% from the three-point line prior to today, 53%, our best shooter, a guy who's been coming off the bench early and getting 20, doesn't come off early, doesn't come off in the first quarter. So then when he does get in, the rotation in his head is a little messed up. He goes 0 for 3 at first, but it's not his fault. Brett Brown legitly put Raw Neto in early in the game. We lost a 9-point lead. He tried to make it up. We never could recover. It was disgusting. Tatum, Jalen did whatever they wanted. I don't know. Brett Brown striked again early. See, game 1, the turnovers were really costly. And although Brett Brown doesn't stop it, call timeout to mitigate these turnovers, these were really player turnovers, sloppy. And we were in game 1 while the Celtics shot bad. But game 2, Brett Brown. Listen, Raw Neto got DNP'd game 1. Good job. At the end of the game, it got out of hand so much, we put the whole back of the end in. Back of the bench in. Mike Scott, DNP for 3 quarters. He was in. Norvell Pell, DNP for 3 quarters. He was in. All the guys who DNP for 3 quarters were in. But there was one guy who was in there with them who didn't get DNP'd? Raul Neto, because he's supposed to be a player who DNPs in the playoff. Come on, my guy. Shout out to you for the super chat. I had to break it down for you. It was disgusting. I mean, there's some other stuff. You can really break down what the Celtics did. They still try to shut down Embiid. The Sixers shot 23% from 3. Korkmaz, trash. Everybody, trash. Harris was like 3 of 15, trash. It was not good. I lost my spot, but it's all good. We about to end this soon anyways. Appreciate the super chat, my guy. Could you imagine the Magic upsetting the Bucks? People don't realize there's no home court advantage. There's no pressure. Facts. A shout out to my brother for being in here. I do believe the Heat are going to try to make some noise. You see the news about Giannis to the Jets? He went to the Jets? Or are you just saying that he possibly will go there? Stop it. Ben Simmons is not good. Brett Brown was the interim GM and selected. Wow, didn't know that. That's even more. Get him out of here. Trade Tobias and Allen get get shooting and defense this offseason. Some great recipes to try to fix this team. They were up by at least 14, and suddenly we were down 11 in the blink of an eye. Yes, disgusting. I heard the Eagles and Giants, the Patriots, and the Jets were on the list for Yannick. Interesting. Thanks for the breakdown, bro. I always appreciate the love. Appreciate you, my guy, for the super chat. You already know. We need to trade for Dame. Let me know when. 2 third-round picks for Yannick? Stop it. He's in New York right now discussing an extension. Once they agree on an extension, the deal will be announced. Stop it. Stop it. Send me the text. Send me the text of what I think you're trying to say. But how you going to go get a franchise player and Yannick and give up a franchise player in Jamal Adams? All right. We about to end this anyways. I appreciate everybody for tuning in for an hour and 21. Embiid needs to get out of Philly. I can't kick Ben Simmons and or Joel Embiid out of Philly until I see them at least 1 year under a respectable coach. Just got to be a respectable one. Someone who can hold players accountable, who can be tough, who understands the game from a player and a coach standpoint. Ed rusher over safety. That's true. Derek Geist's career is donezo. Oh, yeah. LSU try to hold that too. They might get in trouble too. The Wells Fargo Center will go crazy if Zach LaVine dunks on a fast break if he was on the team. That is facts. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching, all the constant support. I appreciate you guys 100%. For the Eagle fans in here who haven't watched my day 1 or day 2 camp video, go check it out. And we should be doing a Philadelphia Eagle live stream coming up. And also stay tuned. For those who've been watching this stream all 1 hour and 22 minutes, you guys saw Ed Oliver, a Washington Wizards and Washington football content creator here, come in here and try to get at me. We're going to set up a live stream. Philly Mike, Ed Oliver, we going to preview week 1, and I'm going to let him have it. Because remember, my guys, especially the Eagle fans in here, I got clips now. I can pull up clips. And this ain't going to be the only clip, but when he comes in here and he's like, watch what the Redskins do, the football team does, we're going to hit him with one of these.
3rd and 10. It's only a 3-man rush. Still pressure. Wentz just going to air it out. Going way deep down the field.
We going to hit him with one of these. You know what I'm saying? With all that being said, you know how we end these videos. Let me just hit you up one more. Appreciate the chat. Appreciate everybody coming through. Vic 3, channel member, the boys 2138. We going to talk around November for your NFL team, my guy. But I appreciate you guys for stopping by. You know how we end these. With all that being